Do you have somebody in your life who clearly needs therapy, but insists that they are absolutely fine? Maybe it's that friend who's melting down every other week and calling you for advice, or that loved one who insists everybody else is the problem. They don't have problems. Everybody else is the problem. And meanwhile, you're over here at 2 a.m. Googling how to help someone who won't help themselves. And every time you bring up the idea of therapy, they probably shut you right down. They might say, nah, therapy, what are you talking about? I'm not crazy. And in the meantime, you're thinking, yeah, but I'm starting to fall apart. I can't take it anymore. Well, if you've been in that situation, then this video is for you. I'm Suzette Bray. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I help people step off of the emotional roller coaster and develop the superpower of emotional regulation, or help loved ones develop the superpower of emotional regulation. If you're ready for some clear, practical, actionable tips, then you're in the right place. It is so hard to watch someone you love struggle, especially when you know therapy could be a real game changer for them. And it can be even harder when they view therapy as something to be avoided at all costs. Stay away, don't do it, instead of the life raft that it could potentially be for them. And you try to be supportive, you try to listen, but after a while, you feel like you're carrying their emotional baggage around for them while they casually stroll through life pretending everything's fine. Until the next crisis, when they call you and your life gets disrupted trying to kind of fix everything for them. And you probably find yourself feeling hopeless and frustrated and maybe even a little bit resentful. Well, let's be real, maybe a lot resentful. And you can't force someone to go to therapy. It's not like they're a cat and you can put them in a carrier and drag them to the vet against their will. We need something smarter, a little more strategic, and way less likely to end up in a fight. Let me show you how to do this. So, tip one, we're going to plant a seed without forcing it. I know that every cell in your body right now wants you to scream at this person, you need therapy, get therapy. But we have to be a little softer, right? And we don't even have to use the word therapy. You can say something like, oh my gosh, you have been hit with so much lately. Honestly, anybody would be absolutely kicked to the curb, and you're still going. But I'm wondering if you've thought about talking to someone who might be able to give you some tips and some strategies for making this stuff easier to navigate. So the idea here is that we're not using the word therapy and we're not going to hit them over the head with it. There are people out there who can help with strategies for things that anybody would find difficult. It's kind of like, that person in your life who eats nothing but starch and cheese, mac and cheese, quesadillas, nachos, anything like that. It's kind of like trying to sneak a smoothie into their life, right? We got to make it a little more subtle. So here's tip number two, we're going to focus on their goals, not their flaws. We're not going to point out everything that's wrong with them and that they, need help. We're going to frame therapy as a tool that can help them get something that they want. Not what you want for them, but what they want. Maybe you've been mentioning what a tough time you've had getting along with your boss and it's been really stressing you out. Maybe it would be good to talk to someone who's really good at sharing strategies for stuff like that. Might be worth thinking about. So notice I didn't say, you are a stressed out pain in the butt, and if you snap at me one more time, I'm leaving. And therapy might help you stop being such a big hot mess. That's a big difference, right? They might be more amenable to it. Okay, so tip three, I really want to encourage you to set some boundaries on your role with this person. It's a good chance that if you're watching this video, you have actually turned into their unpaid therapist. And this cup, this is your emotional capacity. And right now, it might be overflowing with somebody else's stuff. You might want to remind yourself that you don't work there. You're not a therapist. Not that you want to say it that way. But you might want to point out that you're not qualified to give them the support they really need. You can say something like, I care about you so much. And I feel like what you're dealing with is something that really, really deserves somebody who knows what they're talking about. And I don't think I'm the best person to help you with this. There are people out there who know real tools, who've heard this 100 times and have some ideas that could be really helpful. You're being loving, you're being supportive, and you're reclaiming your time so that you can care for yourself and really be there when there are other problems going on for the people you care about that maybe therapy won't help with or there isn't a therapist available for. So, tip four. Tip four is all about being patient, but not being a doormat. Patience is necessary. Change takes time. Even if they get into therapy, it's going to take some time to make changes. And they may not be ready to jump on board right away. That's okay. Like I said before, you can't force them. But you know what you can do? You can model healthy behavior by getting support for yourself when you need it. And that therapist, I bet, can help you set boundaries around your time and your emotional energy with this person. Another thing that might help with is that sometimes you getting therapy can be the nudge for them getting into therapy on just by seeing you do it. And even if they don't, at least you being in therapy gives you some place to deal with all of the emotions about this and learn self care tools, techniques, and strategies so that you don't fall apart because of somebody else's emotional health issue. So here's the bottom line. It is so hard to see someone you love struggle, but remember, you can't carry them. You can't force them into therapy, and you can't force them to change. What you can do is plant the seed, set healthy boundaries, and take care of yourself in the process. Let me know in the comments what you've done to nudge your loved ones into treatment. What's the wildest excuse you've heard from someone about avoiding therapy? I would love to hear from you. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button if you found this helpful, subscribe, sign up for notifications. It tells me to keep making more videos like this. And remember, therapy is not for crazy people. I know you know that, but I feel like I have to say it. It's for people who are ready to stop white knuckling life and make positive changes to reach their goals. And if you're watching this and you're wondering, oh my gosh, I wonder if somebody in my life is thinking that way about me. Well, maybe they are. So go ahead and take that first step. Reach out to somebody today. All right, that's it for me. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.